My name is Matt, welcome back to Xenomorph Universe, and I want to kind of basically do a little video about the whole aspect of this channel. Now, I have another YouTube channel which has nothing to do with the Alien series. It's an engineering channel and so on, and this isn't a plug for that. I've been watching a few of these channels like Alien Theory and so on, and you know, they have content that's okay. Some of it's just reading out of a manual from like the tactical Colonial Marines malarkey, and some of it is, well, a lot of it is speculation, and it's basically let's just do videos on anything alien related. Now, if there's one thing that I can't stand, is basically just drumming something to death, you know, like a cash cow. Now, you know, we all have our different opinions, and people love the extended universe things, and some people don't. I am one of them people who absolutely, generally can't stand extended universe things. I remember watching, you know, the Aliens films as a young kid, and it absolutely scared the living shit out of me when I watched the first Alien film. It literally, to my core. The reason being is that I am not a superstitious person, I am not a religious person whatsoever, and in a sense the Alien captivated all of that, as in it had this weird gothic feel to it, this weird vibe, but mainly it was grounded in science. You know, the thing is just a fucking machine, but not only is it just this deadly thing with claws and razor sharp edges, it also has a purpose which makes it even more scary, and its purpose is just to survive. It is like a you know, basically it's like a scorpion ant. You know, it has a hive mentality. It basically is, you know, is rooted, and hence why it's so successful is it's rooted in the reality in the world that we see around us. It is just an ant that is 7 foot tall, and that was what was quite amazing about the creature as a whole, is the fact that it has a mechanism, it has a life cycle, it has everything. The fact that Ridley Scott was brought in to make the film look beautiful, you know, was an excellent move. And it was all the things just coalescing. They had a good script, did Ron and Dan, you know, they brought it to the right people who tried to mess around with it. They did add Ash, which I do agree was an excellent thing to add. You know, you had Giger's paintings, and then you had Ridley Scott to knit it all back together again. No, to knit it all together. It was just three people who would never meet before, just coming together and making a masterpiece with brilliant set designers, DOPs, and so on. So then this film was then taken to another direction, and again, James Cameron did something excellent with the film by basically not touching it. He added the Queen, which was something that in the life cycle of the thing would make sense. He stuck it to science, he stuck it to reality, made it science fiction, not just fucking fiction. Alien 3, again, David Fincher did an excellent job with what he had. It was a kerfuffle, you know, I'm sure you've all watched the extras and the bonus features and what have you, and know a lot about all three films. After that, we can just completely fucking forget it. You know, Alien 4 was done to a, you know, basically, a bit like Alien 3, it was rushed. The good thing about Alien 3 was it did try to get back to the source material and try and make it a survival horror kind of thing. You know, a thriller, a horror, than a sci-fi war film, which I thought was really good. The Americans didn't, or if you are American, or Americans at the time, didn't like the fact there was loads of English actors, although they seem to like Game of Thrones now. It's weird how things go around and about. But the fact of the matter is, after Alien 3, Alien 4, you know, you can kind of cross that out of your mind, and it's quite easy to do that because it's so far in the future and it's split away from the other films. Now, I was excited. I was going insane, just like everybody else, that Ridley Scott, after all this time, was saying, I will only do an Alien if there's a good enough script. Went to go and see Prometheus and fucking laughed my tits off pretty much all the way through that film. Science fiction, just fiction, with some gizmos in it. It is absolutely terrible. I mean, yeah, Prometheus was just a fucking joke. Just don't bother. That was my take on that. Why bother after making a masterpiece, it's so easy to spoil it, and that's what Prometheus did. None of it made sense. There's loads of people, and I'm not going to do videos of all the holes in Prometheus. It has been done to death. It just doesn't make any sense. If I'm going to use one example, the one example is this. You just automatically, because you're in a rush, because there's a rush for some reason, pick up an alien head, stick it in a bag, and then stick it in a CAT scanner, and then just decide to juice it with loads of amps, and it explodes. God knows why, who knows why anyone would do that. They're not real scientists. That was just the long line of 1,000 things that were wrong with that film. Yes, it was very pretty. That's all Ridley Scott can do. This is from the man, and he's a Yorkshireman pretty much, and he's quite embarrassing because Ridley Scott is very good at direction, directing and making things. He cannot write stories. He doesn't know a good script when it slaps him in the face. The Gladiator was very, very simple. It's a very simple concept, and he made it look beautiful. People coming to Ridley Scott like he's the authority on Alien is just the wrong thing to do. Any road. This is going off on a bit of a tangent. Then we come to Alien Covenant, where basically right at the end, if you haven't seen it, tough shit, they turn the facehugger into a Tamagotchi. You know what I mean? It is just... And the whole point of Alien, the alien species, instead of it breeding over time and evolving and becoming a natural, basically an animal, a creature, it is... it's been created by some fucking dickhead android. It's just bad. It's just bad, cheap, lazy writing. And there was an interview with Ridley Scott talking about Prometheus, and and he said, there's something groundbreaking that is going to blow everyone's socks off. Basically, that was saying the fact that the engineers who created the alien, or didn't create the alien, or whatever, were also us. That's been done to death, you fucking dickhead. You're fucking 30 years too late. You know what I mean? It was just fucking terrible. But Alien Covenant was to me, it was even worse. Yes, it was darker. Yes, it wasn't as fucking stupid. There was a bit more science and all the rest of it. Orbits and this, that and the other. Again, he's trying to introduce new actors because he hit the nail on the head by accident the first time, and now he's trying it again. You know what I mean? It's so weird when you've got a director that does something like that. And then you watch The Martian. Well, it's not weird when you actually see the guy who wrote the book who's actually a real sci-fi buff, not Ridley Scott's approval of someone who's written a shit story. That's my take on it. Anyway, so the whole point of this channel is my channel, and I'll review what I want to do. People say you can't ignore Prometheus and Covenant. Yes, I fucking can. I just have. If you don't like it, go and watch all the other Aliens based ones, Mr. H reviews or whatever, where they review snake aliens and scorpion aliens and God knows fucking what, going down that merry rabbit hole of whatever. So the future of this channel and the future of these videos are reviewing the first 3 films, the original films, the trilogy that actually were basically the Ripley saga, as people call it, just without Alien 4, because that's just a load of fucking nonsense. If you don't like that, then that's fine. You don't have to watch it. You can leave comments saying you don't like it. It doesn't really matter. These are just for entertainment purposes. What I do, or the way that I want to progress with this channel, is there are a lot of things that I read or see or stuff like that where things are missing from the original 3 films, as in people have made assumptions, or there's an alternative. So what I want to do is basically explore some of the ideas and some of the alternative ideas of what them 3 films show us. Now, people are going to also say, yes, there's the books, Extended Universe, Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation is so fucking good. I've been waiting for that for a long time. How many times we've all been disappointed with Colonial Marines and all sorts of these shitty games, and then all of a sudden Creative Assembly, who did, Total War. I played Shogun Total War. I like strategy games. I did back in the day when I was younger. They have what's it called now? Yeah, they just came out of nowhere and produced Alien Isolation, which was absolutely fucking golden. They captivated exactly what the Alien was all about. Which was absolutely beautiful and well done to them. However, people are going to quote stuff like out of Alien Isolation, they're going to quote stuff out of the Alan, what's his face now, Blake, novelizations of the actual films, all 3 films. People are going to start quoting extra scenes that are outcut and explanations. Basically, what all these reviews, ideas, discussions on this channel are going to be about, they're going to be about what we actually see on film. So what we were actually shown, what they decided to actually show us. Now, that will include also the director's cuts, because again, that's actually on film. Anything that isn't actually on film and part of a box set, just say the trilogy is a box set, that is not included, because otherwise there are contradictions and rabbit holes and all the rest of it. And I actually believe that the Alien series is actually better from what's actually on film, not what some of the other explanations are, as you'll see with other videos as I do them. Hope that all makes sense. Hope you'll stick around and listen to some of the other ideas and suggestions, and I hope we can bat it out in a sense in the comments of ideas and stuff, because the best thing is if you guys bounce stuff off me that I didn't think about. Any road, hope that all makes sense, and look after yourselves, and I'll see you next time.